What is going on, investors? Hopefully guys are doing well out there. On today's video, I wanted to point out two headlines that crossed last week that really underscored and emphasized the fact that we are still in a massive hardware build out as it relates to AI. We're talking investment into AI computer chips like we really never seen before. Now, that's on the heels of stocks like Nvidia up over 200% over the last year. AMD stock, which we publicly recommended many months ago, those shares are up over 100%. And if you didn't want to pick winners and losers, and in the semiconductor industry, even in today's world, there's certainly winners and losers. The broad-based semiconductor ETF that most people own is the SMH. That is up 64% over the last year. We've also publicly recommended that numerous times here on the newsletter. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people are thinking AI is in a bubble, or at least that the hardware stage as it relates to buying these computer chips is in its later stages. But as I said, two headlines crossed last week that makes me actually believe we might be in just the beginning. The first headline came from a company called Huawei. Now, those of you that follow politics quite a bit, the United States government is not a huge fan of this company. In fact, they believe it's working closely with the Chinese government. And so a lot of that company's technology and products are actually banned here in the United States. But that's actually not here nor there. The company is actually planning on halting production of its popular Note telephone that it sells in China that is responsible for over $30 million in sales, and by many accounts actually helped turn the company around financially over the past year. Huawei is considering actually halting production on that cell phone in order to make more AI chips. That is because demand inside China is skyrocketing, and there's companies here in America also facing that skyrocketing demand, but also facing pressures from the United States government not to sell those chips into the country of China. Now, a little bit more closer to home, and actually a headline that caught my attention even more, was Sam Altman of OpenAI. OpenAI also jointly owned or partly owned by Microsoft. Sam Altman came out with a headline saying that he needed nearly $7 trillion, trillion with a T, in order to continue to build out the semiconductor needs of the AI industry. When I saw the headline, I thought that the copywriter simply made a mistake. And instead of putting a B for $7 billion, which would be an astronomical amount of money, instead he put a T, $7 trillion, which would exceed the market cap of virtually all semiconductor stocks combined. It also would exceed the market cap of two of the most valuable companies combined, Apple and Microsoft. It would also exceed the budget of almost every country that spends to serve its people combined. And so it's just an astronomical number. And while I think Sam Altman's probably being a little over optimistic, and maybe the number is thrown out there to grab headlines, to me, it says that while Sam Altman won't raise $7 trillion, he probably won't even raise $1 trillion. But a man like that is capable of probably raising several hundreds of billions of dollars to pour into the semiconductor industry. So where are these semiconductors going to go? You're probably already invested in Nvidia. Maybe you've already taken profits of it. You probably got a couple of shares of AMD and other semiconductor stocks out there. Just keep in mind that is just one area and one segment of the semiconductor industry. You have software that helps design semiconductors. More importantly, downstream, where are these semiconductors going to have to go? Well, they're going to have to go into data centers. If we are going to make a huge investment into semiconductors, we're going to have to make a huge investment into data centers. Inside of these data centers, these AI chips, they are very power hungry from an energy perspective, but they also are power hungry from a heat perspective. So we're going to have to invest in technology that cools these chips down so they run more efficiently. All of that is going to create energy and technology that is available, but not necessarily as widely available as Sam Altman's ambitions are. And obviously, once you have all these computer chips running in data centers, running very efficiently, companies are going to want to build software and services to monetize and make money off of those computer chips. And so it comes full circle. Our hardware, software, and everywhere blueprint for the AI industry continues to roll right along. And with headlines from Huawei and Sam Altman last week, it makes me feel we're still in the early stages of the build out. And if you missed the early rally and you missed your opportunity to cash in on some of these great performing stocks, well, I actually don't think you're too late to jump in and make money on the next wave. Hopefully you have a wonderful day out there. We'll see you again later this week. Good luck with your investments.